I turned Disney Wishables into bag charms. Let me show you how I made them.
Okay, I have all of my Wishables and I am going to start with Mickey. He is going to be our example, and I am just assessing to see where I need to punch the needle through to create a way that the weight is not going to pull on the top of his little head and pulling the little metal piece out, which would cause me to then lose Mickey. And then I purchased from Michael's these doll needles, which are extremely long and they're practically the size of Mickey, and they're going to help me navigate through his little body to find the perfect positioning for the embroidery floss. I also purchased from Michael's. I was able to get 36 skeins, I think that's how you say it, for $7.99, which I thought was a good deal. I have so many colors to choose from, and we're going to use black for Mickey in this example. Now you're going to want to pull off a lot of the embroidery floss, probably I would say about 6 times the size of your little stuffy, because you're going to make multiple passes to make sure you have a secure hook at the top of his head. This is not a one-time pass, but multiple. And I did notice that this embroidery floss is quite difficult to get through the doll needles, so you're going to have to be very patient. I purchased this keyring set from Amazon, and I'm going to choose a keyring that is not going to move right at Mickey's head, but actually it is going to move further up, so it will stabilize and be stationary at his little head, as you can see here, but the part at the top will be able to move. Okay, we are starting under Mickey's arm, and we're going to navigate to the top of his head, and immediately I noticed we started having an issue because stuffing started coming out of his head. So, not sure what caused that at the moment. Later on, I think I figured it out, but we had to fix that, and it is okay that a little bit of the stuffing is showing. I fixed that later, but we start over, and we were able to pull the thread through, and now I am just threading through the little key ring, and we are going to go now through the other underarm, navigate our doll needle through there, pull the thread through, and it is hard working with this much thread at one time, but we just have to be patient, and we have our first little pass, and then we'll start again. So we're going to continue along and keep doing our passes, going up through the underarm and back down through his head, over and over until we have a nice little loop at the top, which we will see here in a moment. There it is. And I'm also keeping up with shaping his little head and making sure the key ring is secure, because I noticed he does get a little squished. So I want to be sure that everything is secure and he looks good. Now we're just going to tie off underneath his little arm. Now I made about 4 or 5 passes to create the loop at the top, and I think that that is a good amount. It's a preference, really. I'm going to add a little bit of E6000 glue underneath each arm and at the top where the key ring is. It's going to just give it a little bit extra security. And he is finished. Looking good. Not so bad for the first time. I can't wait to put him on my bag.
So here they are. Okay, so something I learned about making these is you're never going to get perfection with these. More than likely, your little hook, not hook, I don't know, I'm lost for the word here, but the little loop is going to be off center, because where the little wishable is sewn, it's extremely thick and it's hard to get through, and I think that's why on Mickey I had so much stuffing coming out whenever I was trying to pull the thread through, but he did turn out okay. Now, the reason that, and I think I stated it in the video, I stitched him the way I did was because I was looking at it from this point of view on weight distribution. If you made like an A or a triangle without the bottom, he is going to pull, when he's on the bag, he is going to pull from underneath his little arms. So the weight bearing is not going to be right here on the loop. It's actually coming from underneath his little arms. So yes, this is going to have a little bit of weight bearing, but most of it's going to come from under here. So I know a lot of people like to do on the bottom of the little plushie, but I found that if I did it under these arms, and I mean, I'm pulling hard, there's not even, I mean, I'm feeling it with my hand here, it's not pulling on the thread. I'm not for sure if any other creators have done it. I took some E6000 glue and put a dollop under each little arm and then up here at the top. And what that does is it creates kind of like a little seal on that thread. It's going to make it like a hard plastic feeling. So my hope is that it will give it just a little bit extra support. That way, if by chance he does get pulled or caught in something, I'm going to feel the pull where I can stop movement, unhook him from wherever he is stuck before he actually gets pulled off and I'm not realizing it. I have on here, this is just a one of those key rings. It's like a carabiner. So I have one of these just attached to that. And that's what gives him the movement, is this is pretty still. It's not going to be able to move around, but there is, because I use one of these, movement up here. So yeah, he's going to move up here and not down here by his head, which if there's any kind of friction over time, that's going to cause that thread to wear out. So we want the movement up here, not here at his head. Able to, like on Minnie, because she has a little dress on, I did not want the black thread to show under her arm, so I went underneath her little dress right here so that I could pull it down and no one will ever know there's anything there. So hers is a little different in that aspect. And then for Pete, I went actually underneath his neck because he has like little orange. I didn't want the black to show on his little sparkly orange shirt, so I actually went underneath his neck here, and it's gonna have the same effect. Again, this is not, you don't feel any kind of tug. And I put the glue there, and this by the time I was working on Pete, I had it down, and he's extremely secure. So I would say he is my most secure little bag charm that I did. And I also went further back on his head because he does have his little hair here. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, or have any other ideas that you have used. I would love to hear them. And again, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.